What's up, guys? Welcome to 12 AM Hustle. Let's get into it. Hope you guys are having a good morning. It is Friday. I call it chill day. We got our cappuccino right here, ready to roll. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to jump in with NVIDIA. I'll get it to NQ right now, but NVIDIA, this is what I'm looking at for the big boy on NVIDIA. Yesterday was a clean play. I took that trade, basically took that short off the open. Today's game plan on NVIDIA is I have previous day high. If we're above the 189, which is yesterday's open level, I am looking for a target of 191 for a continuation of the uptrend. Now, if we decide to come down and break kind of our previous day high right over here of 2 days ago or a previous day low, basically, I am looking to break that 188, looking for the next target of 187, possibly down to 184 if we sell off today. So that's the game plan on NVIDIA. Now, Tesla, game plan for Tesla. I got different levels lined up for Tesla. Okay, so we had a huge, massive, nice sell off on Tesla. We have upper targets, we have lower targets. I won't even draw this one out. Actually, I will, just in case. So here is Tesla. Main thing I want to see for Tesla, pretty simple. What I want to see for them is I want to see a hold of this level here. I want it to hold 436 between 432. Excuse me, and then I want to see a breakout. And I want to see it hold above previous day low, and I want it go above previous week and basically come back into this level here. 451 is what I'm looking for on Tesla. So massive sell off. I am looking for a dead cat bounce on Tesla today. So I want to see Tesla come back. Dropped all the way from 474 all the way down to 435, which is kind of a big drop for Tesla in a day. So I want to see it come back, hold 436, come back into 449, possibly 456 is what I want to see as final target. Ideally, that's what I want to see. So that is Tesla. Let me show you guys Apple. So for Apple, if I do decide to trade Apple, I don't really trade Apple. I don't like the way it chops. It's a little more choppier. So we'll skip Apple. Let's get into the good stuff. So let's get into NQ. NQ, bad boy right here. So NQ, we had some great trades yesterday. Make this a little simpler. So we took the short off the open, covered into above below London low, below Asia high, covered, took a long right off of Asia low, sold into VWAP, and then we just got out. This whole rally back up, we weren't just a part of this, we just left. So we weren't a part of that. That's cool, no biggie. And then this is what we have here. So game plan for today on NQ is pretty simple. We're going to be looking for a hold of basically this lower low on Asia. If we're able to hold this level, there's this huge gap here, right? That they took care of business yesterday. So ideally, I don't want to see it cover all this as a long if I want a continuation of a long. Ideally, maybe I want to see an extension down into probably right there, right? 2025, another key level here. That's a key level. That's overnight's Globex low, 25072. I want to see a hold of that, right? Which is also previous Asia high. Hold this, and then if you're in the long thesis, I want to see it hold, and then continuation, and just keep making newer highs. Now, if we are going to sell off, then what I want to see is a small bounce off the open, right? If we're going to sell off, then I don't want to dip off the open. I want to bounce off the open into previous opening of yesterday, 25,164, and then I want to see it come back down, bleed into over 25,000 down to 25,027, and target previous day low, which is 24,992, possibly an overextension of 24,975. So ideally, that's what I'm looking for on the long side. I'm looking for a pull down off the open and then a pop over new highs, or we get a pop off the open and then a sell off. So that's what we want to see overall on, but overall it's bullish. So just keep that in mind. So if we are going to sell off today on a Friday, that's kind of what I want to see. Let me see if there's any news today. I know we have government shutdown going on. Looks like today we have, coming in 34 minutes, we have global compets, we have ISM, so we have 6:45 news, we have 7 o'clock news, and okay, that's oil, and then Fed 10:30. So we got a little bit of news on Friday, so just keep that in mind, okay? A little bit of news. So that's the game plan for that. Let's look at MES. Game plan for MES is pretty simple. Same thing. Kind of what I want to see is we have the same pull down, then gap up. Same thing. I mean, ideally on ES or MES micros, I want to see it hold this 67.69 off the open, and if it does, now if I'm trading ES, and then I'm looking for a continuation long. If it doesn't hold this, then I'm just gonna look for a sell off into at least 67.56, possibly, nice sell off into previous day low. I think if we get to previous day low and we're not able to hold 67.40, then we can possibly have a nice bleed off day to end the week, and we can bleed 67.43. We can bleed down possibly into 67.06, which is kind of major. If we break 67.35, I think then we would fill this whole gap here. But I just don't really see that happening, just because we're continuing to make newer lows, newer highs. So yeah, but anything can happen. So just be ready for both outcomes. Now let's look at YM. So YM's analysis is pretty simple. There we go. All right. So let's pull up YM. So look at YM actually left this from yesterday. Did exactly what I said. I said we get a pull down, right? We get a hold, and then we get a rip. Exactly what it did. Crazy, huh? Crazy. So thesis for today. What is it going to be for today? So thesis is pretty simple. Again, I am bullish off if we can hold this previous day high, right? I do want to see a dip off the open, take out Asia low, 46.70, 787, and then I want to see a continuation back up. So ideally, this is what I want to see on YM. Again, higher time frame, we're making lower highs. So I want to continue the bullish transaction is come into Asia, take care of business, and then come back up, trap shorts, and then rip it. Now, if we're going to trap longs, then what I want to see is the opposite off the open, right? Off the open, what you want to see is a rip, take Asia high, and then I want to see it come back down, take Asia low, and then come down into previous day open, and then possibly target all the way down into previous day low, which is 46.541 as targets. So we got some nice targets on here, possibly. Yeah. But definitely anything below 46.78, I'm looking for a nice, actually, there you go. 46.816, I'm looking for a nice retracement back down into these levels as possible. targets. So that's gonna be for YM. I'm gonna just leave that there so you guys can check that out. I'll leave that there for tomorrow. For Monday, so we can see if my thesis was correct on it. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm really thinking we're gonna go for pop and then down into targeting previous day low on YM at least, and then CL. Let me do CL for you guys. Okay, 615. Perfect. So CL, same concept, right? Look at that. Nice sell off. We're just continuing to make new lows. Overall, we're bearish on oil. Same thing. Anything above previous day open here, I'm actually looking for a bounce today. So if oil can bounce, push off open, hold previous day low, if it can hold this, build some kind of support, and then I'm looking for a blast off into at least 63 right here, 62.29. So needed to break out of this trend. I needed to push, drop, hold this 60 level, which is the line of the sign for longs, pull into 62.33. So that's the game plan for oil. And then we have BTC. Okay, BTC, which is Bitcoin. I guess yesterday's thesis I had was it was going to continue down. Did not happen. We did get that initial pull down that I was talking about, and then we just continued to push up. We never came back down. So again, on BTC, we're above this main line of 120. It is a strong line. Anything below this, I'm gonna say for BT, anything below 120 golden line, we're targeting back down to previous day low. Anything above this, I would be targeting previous day high and whatever next. We don't have any more levels up here, but I would be targeting anything above that and letting it ride. So those are my targets for futures stocks that I mainly trade. And then if dipping back into small caps, the ones I'm looking at, I'll just go over that with you guys real quick. So I used to be a small cap trader, and I'm actually going back into small caps slowly. So TSHA, okay. Oh, where's that? TSH. There we go. Okay. There we go for you guys. So THSA. Boom. Now on THSA, looks like I like to draw on my small caps. And I'll just talk about this one because this is the one I'm interested. The $4 stock, it's about 53%. Volume about 123.66 million, so it's not bad. I like to draw my levels on small caps on a 6 monthly chart. It's easier to draw the levels that I'm interested in. Boom, 433. Boom, 504. It's a possible target for longs, and 389. Case once it starts unwinding, and 329, 240, and then possibly down to 138. Now, you see there's a huge ass gap, right, between 504 and 1106. So that's possible. Nice target. That's a 6 month. Here's a 3 months. So we draw those major levels. We get 704. Nice possible target there on a 3 month. And then we draw monthly. So pretty on point. We have some nice levels it can get into if it decides to rip. And then that's it. Boom. nice zone into this area. So it's at 488. Ideally, what I would be looking for off the open. Here's pre-market. It'd be a day 2 continuation. Basically, it was a day 1. I would be looking for a continuation into holding this level, holding above 506 off open if we can hold, shooting for a possible target of 558. If you're long, your line in the sand is definitely going to be 433. That's for sure. That is your line in the sand. Anything down, then you're possibly thinking there's a breakdown into 389, possibly 329 area. So, but it's got some room to go. I mean, once this baby goes above this 504, looks like it did that after hours, and then whoever held short is pretty much getting screwed right now, because if this rips into 559, they're going to get rolled over, steamrolled. If they fill this gap between 559 and 655, then shorts are screwed. But that's what I'm looking at, and that is it. Bada boom, bada bing. Hope you guys have a great Friday. Keep it chill. Keep the size controlled. Y'all guys, I gave you guys game plans for futures. I gave you a game plan for big caps. I gave you a game plan even for a small cap. So this is what I'll be doing every day when I trade. I'll be giving you guys futures, big caps, and small caps. Just a little bit of how I get down for the morning. I usually put some music on and I just get down and trade. I used to do live trading, but nobody really watched, so I was like, F it. I'm just going to put my music on, get in my zone, just do these pre-market every mornings. Help me make my game plan, and that way I can always look back at it too. So hope you guys have a great week. Keep your size in control. It's Friday. No reason to oversize it. No reason to go for balls to the wall. Just get your green and get out. Peace. Y'all have a good one. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Peace out.